Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism series. Today I'm joined with Mikey, and today's going to be really interesting because Mikey's going to introduce me to his universe that he's created within Doctor Who. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting, Mikey. So thank you for joining me and wanted to have a nice talk today.
Yeah, it is. I'm surprised that I've taken out of my time to actually be here because a lot of other people wouldn't need me for other things, and I'm like on one trying to put pieces together and all. It's amazing.
Yeah, because like we said before, that you were really excited, and it's nice that you've took the time to come here today because, as you said, you're a busy man.
Yeah, busy man, but I don't have a job, but I work with my universe. The universe, I try to keep the universe in hand and balance and not try to jinx it and try to keep everyone in balance and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. So within, tell me a little bit about your universe then, because pretend I'm someone who has no clue what your universe is. How are you going to explain it to me?
So this is going to be a long time. There's a series that I'm currently making called Mikey Explains. It's basically where I explain about my universe or anybody else's universe that is connected, will almost cross paths connected to my universe. I have been making this universe since I was when I was 14. And well, the universe thing was started with with my doctor, of course, the 14th Doctor, because there's a whole lore to why I choose to become the 14th Doctor. So there's a whole story, but I'll give you the quick short version. So basically, when I was turning 14, I was getting into Doctor Who, and this was all back in June. In July, I was turning 14. So I didn't know if I wanted to be the doctor or the companion. So I decided, what if I could be the doctor? Then hence 14th, that's age 14, then doctor, because I'm a Doctor Who fan, the 14th Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much lore to real life and some of the fiction meaning that I have. And it took me time to actually like put it into fruition. And the universe that I've created for at least a very long time had some errors, some flaws, some ups and downs, mostly ups as well, because I met a lot of people when I got into Doctor Who and got into like other things. And this is when my sister introduced me to the show. This was all because of my sister as well. Mm.
Yeah. So when you was 14, you got introduced to Doctor Who.
Yes.
And that made you pick to do like your own little things within, you name yourself the 14th Doctor, and then it goes from there.
Yeah, my sister, Angelica was the reason why she got me into the show, and she showed me a lot of new things that I had to understand. Funny enough, I don't know if anyone from the UK or the USA remembers this. Doctor Who was airing on Disney XD. Yeah, it's a rare thing. Many people
What's that?
forget and tend to remember it as a Blair memory or something.
Yeah, I remember watching Disney, like Disney XD, when I was about that age, like 14. Yeah, I never knew Doctor Who was on there though. It went on there.
Yeah, because the thing is, when I was learning about Doctor Who and if there was alternative ways to watch Doctor Who, because when it was 2015, to remind you, this was like 6 to 7 years ago,
Yeah.
and this is when I was young at the time, and I think Doctor Who was left Hulu and kind of left Netflix, but at the same time switching to programs to be on BBC America. And I remember this is when Peter Capaldi was getting like his second series, Series 9, on the launch and stuff. And this is when I was getting into David Tennant, Matt Smith, and stuff. There's a whole lot of stuff that happened with me in 2015 when I got into the show. I got to meet Matt Smith in August of 2017, and it was a very interesting conversation and stuff,
It's
and
awesome.
John Berman as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome you got to meet a doctor and a
Yeah,
companion.
yeah, funny enough, I'm meeting David Tennant next month, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, is he coming into America then for like
Yeah,
one of those events?
he is coming to America. He's hitting the Fan Expo Boston, and even Kathleen Tate. I met Kathleen Tate back in 2018 or 19. I think 2018, because the thing is, I remember seeing Kathleen Tate at Fan Expo Boston, and she was very sweet. I have a picture of her, me and her doing this wacky pose. She was holding my stuff, and it was amazing. It was wonderful, and I'm surprised that David is actually coming down to Boston. Funny enough, I met Eggleston last year, which I was surprised that I actually got to meet the Ninth Doctor, of course.
Yeah, yeah. The do you? Yeah. So you've met the Ninth Doctor. You're gonna meet the 10th Doctor. You've met the 11th Doctor. Have you met the 12th?
Oh, Capaldi, he was very sweet. He is very sweet. I met Capaldi. Me and my sister met Capaldi, and it was fun. He saw my outfit, and I called him Doctor, and he said Doctor back to me. So it was like an inner syncing connection or something.
Yeah, yeah. He had he was good. Peter to like he was a good doctor. Well, they're all good doctors, aren't they?
Yeah. There's a list of doctors that I'm trying to meet, and I think, yeah, since I'm meeting David, the only doctors that I would need to meet are the ones that are in the modern series are Joe Martin and Jodie Whittaker, and probably Shruti Gatwa. I hope I'm saying Shruti Gatwa.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, that's right. Shooty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shruti. Yeah,
yeah,
Shruti is like the newest doctor, of course. But I'm excited. But if John Hurt was still alive, I would love to meet him. He was looking very wonderful, and Dave the Doctor, of course.
yeah. He did really good. He's been on some really good things. John Hurt has like besides the Doctor Who, he was the voice of the dragon in Merlin as well. So it was great to have him as the War Doctor though in Doctor Who.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Mikey, do you have a favorite Doctor at all?
oh my God, this is like the biggest question that many people have been asking me, because this is like the long time question that many people kept asking me, like, Mikey, who is your favorite doctor? Which doctor is your favorite? And I'm like, oh my God, it's so hard to choose, because it's whenever, like, if I really like their error or so. And I'll be real with you. I know many people will be mixed with me, but I do like Jodie's error. I like Capaldi's. I love Smith and Tennant's, and I do like Elkelston. I need to really rewatch some episodes to actually get myself back into like swing of things. But I do like the classic series as well. I love the classic as well. There's so
Yeah,
many doctors to love.
well, it's hard to choose, isn't it?
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
yeah, I suppose in ways that you can relate to certain doctors on stuff they do, I suppose. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I do. There's like so many like personality traits that the doctor has, and it's just like full of different egos, and it's just it fits to me as well, because I am like an animated figure myself, and like the doctor has like a regenerative personality trait, and I feel like I can relate to the doctor at some point. Whenever I feel like shouting or whatever, I'm like the sixth doctor. Whenever I'm like Tenet or so, being smarty smart for a bit. If I'm like the 11th Doctor, being Mr. Bowtie is all cool, or Tom Baker, I'll be like very childish and very goofy. And
yeah,
yeah. And if I were to be a cosmic hobo, I would have been like more of the second Doctor as well. There's like more personality traits I could say, but
yeah. Like each doctor is like has their own way about them. Like it's really cool because like do you actually have a favorite TARDIS interior at all?
oh my God, that's so freaking hard to choose.
So
Like with
many good
me,
ones.
there's so many good ones, and I know, and I don't know if I'm gonna say this. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but a lot of people have been shitting on 13's TARDIS, which
Yeah,
I owe. I like it. I like it a lot. I like the other TARDIS interiors as well. I love Jodie's and the Roof Doctor's TARDIS. Even the Roof Doctor's TARDIS is based off of the Twice Upon a Time I think there was a couple times where the 1963 TARDIS had got remodeled for Twice Upon a Time and some of Series 9 and An Adventure in Space and Time and stuff. Yeah, I love the 1963 console and Jodie's TARDIS, and I love all the interiors in different ways. But I don't like when people shit talk about them.
Yeah, yeah, like they're all good in their ways. Like when talking about autism, Jodie's one is probably the interior wise, to represent it, because yellow is quite a color that's used in the symbols in it, and the top that Jodie wears as well, like, is kind of autism-y colored.
Yeah, yeah. Funny enough, I everyone has been like made me mix about Jodie and stuff. I love her as an actress. I love her in Doctor Who. And the thing is, it's just people are just so rude and just saying mean things, which I'm not gonna say because you know how it is, and people would automatically throw their fist or something. It's just I feel like with people shit talking to Jodie and saying that she's a bad actress or she did this to the show, that's just kind of selfish. Yeah, I know you have your own opinion, but you shouldn't bash people's opinions over something that is their opinion. If you're gonna make a valid criticism point, then make it worthy to actually make it worthy to say. And I know for a fact that I've been loving Jodie's era for a very long time. Matter of fact, I'm still in disbelief that it's been almost 4 years. Well, actually 4 years of Jodie's era. No, wait, it's been almost 5 years since Jodie was like friggin' announced.
It doesn't seem that long though, really, does it?
Yeah, like I'm still in disbelief. It feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Like it makes me feel old as well, because when I heard when Jodie was announced, I was like, wait, we're getting a new doctor. Who is it? And I wasn't aware of how this was gonna go. And when I heard that the doctor was a woman and it was Jodie Whittaker, I was like, they actually friggin' did it. They broke in the laws of physics. They've actually brought in a woman.
Yeah, it's quite well, I don't think it's quite, like, Doctor Who's been going for nearly 60 years, and then it is they bring a woman out when they could have brought it right at the start, really, like after the first man go to a woman. But yeah, it is a bit to me, Jodie's a really good actor.
Yeah.
She's I love her as a doctor. Actually, it's good job we're speaking today, Mikey, because today that is announced. You know, the music composer who does the music for Jodie's era.
Yeah.
He stepped down after the last episode, so we'll be getting a new composer for the music.
Oh, I love the guy's music. Oh, yeah, I saw this on my Twitter feed. I was so shocked and like upset. Like literally, when I was waking up and looking at my notifications and feed, because you guys have a different time zone and stuff, I think, yeah, I've heard that Shannon, I keep forgetting the composer's name.
I think it's Segan Akiola, I think, if I
Yeah,
said that
Segan.
right.
Yeah, see, I've heard that. See, I was like, wait, is he really stepping down? And it made me like, damn, he's actually stepping down.
Yeah,
God damn.
yeah. It seems they've all done a contract, like the whole of Jodie Whittaker's team. They've all made this contract. It seems it, because he said when he wrote on his Twitter post, that the plan was to be here until Jodie leaves. So they've all left alongside her, which I suppose that's works, because they all need to go. But it's gonna be really interesting to see who's gonna be the new one, I think.
Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing. I felt like everyone who was part of Jodie's era are like all leaving. Like everyone is leaving from her side of view and bringing new people in, or at least some of the old people from the past, like era or so.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Russell's coming back, isn't he? I don't know if they'll bring Murray Gold back, who was the writer for the duration up to Peter Capaldi, Christopher Eccleston to Peter Capaldi's music. I don't know if they'll bring him back or they'll just bring a new composer in.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what? If they do bring a new composer, I hope they do it in a weird and wacky way. because the thing is, I feel like if they're gonna do it for like the 60th or like, you know, the for the new doctor for Shuti Gatwa, I feel like they should do it like in a weird, silly way, because I feel like that they should do it like some Marigold, some of the Peter Howell, and some of the Delia Derbyshire elements, because I I think that it would bring like a very nostalgic vibe, yet they should do it in a modern way and not like overly like, you know, temper with it or so.
Yeah, yeah, because like within Shooty's announcement, it was just a post. Like, it was a bit different how we normally in that within a Doctor getting announced, it's normally like you get a clip or something like that. But it was nice. It was different because it was just it was shocking that's what happened.
Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing. I was like batshit questioning they didn't do a teaser. I was like, wait, why is Doctor Who trending? I opened up Twitter, then I saw a new doctor. I'm like, wait, we got a new doctor? I need to make a video about this. So I quickly went into my feed. I told my friends that we got the new doctor. Some of them were like, ooh. And it was just so crazy. I'm like, we got the new doctor, guys. It's Shuti Gachwa. And funny enough, my mom knows Shuti Gachwa from sex education. And the thing is, I told her that Shuti is going to be in Doctor Who, and she was like, wait, really? Then I showed her, and she was like, wow, that's interesting, or something. I forgot what the lines were, but it was like, I was surprised that they brought Shuti in, and it really blown my feed. I even had to tell like my friend GP Reads about this, because me and him are like Doctor Who friends, and he is into Doctor Who. And the thing was, I had to get his attention. I had to tell him we got a new doctor, and it was something. I really was so excited for what was going on, but then that made me worried about myself, because the thing is, Shuti's the new 14th Doctor. What will happen to me? And this was like a big fear that brought into where I was thinking of.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking that because you are called the 14th Doctor, when you were 14, and now the 14th Doctor's here. Would that disrupt what you do, or will you still be called the 14th Doctor?
I'll still be called the 14th Doctor. There's alternative names as well. There's the cartoonist Doctor and just Dr. Mikey. But the 14th Doctor will be like my signature thing. Matter of fact, a bunch of people back in high school or so, or on Discord, a lot of people wanted me to be the doctor, or at least some of my friends wanted me to be the doctor. It was like the most interesting thing, because they said that I have like a personality traits of the doctors, and I have like a big ego and stuff, and how I can actually symbolic within the nature of the show and stuff.
That's right. That's right. And Mikey, do you think the Doctor shows autism or autistic traits a little bit?
I do so, because the doctor tends to like to get worried and feel stressed out some of the times, and I feel like the doctor tends to forget things when there's like on like trying to save the world, or trying to like put things together, and like trying to be all okay, and they're just showing how they want to be. And I feel like as the doctor keeps going, they have like these disability traits. I feel like they have ADHD. That's the thing, because if a Time Lord regenerates and stuff, they are like very hyper. They are just trying to put themselves together. They're trying to figure out what they are, and it's just how they see things. And I'm only saying this from my perspective of things.
Yeah, of
I
course.
and I believe that Time Lords may have like ADHD on the line, and basically that if a Time Lord does have a disability, then they have like a personality traits of a human as well. Because I know we have Dr. Donna, and we have like other iterations of other Time Lords who can be human or something, and it just shows a little mixture of a normal personality traits of how a human can really be a human, of course.
Yeah,
Mm.
I completely agree because um yeah, like I agree what you're saying as well because it does show like I think each Doctor has different ways may find it hard to explain things, ask for help, that kind of stuff. Keep things to themselves and stuff. But yeah, like you have Matt Smith with his like bow ties we said before. And it's quite nice that each doctor has their seriousness and also has humor.
Yeah, it's something, because I feel like with every doctor, or at least some pop like person or so, they have a way to make us relate to one of them, and it's just how people would love to express. Because the thing is, whenever I open up TikTok or so, I feel like I always see a zodiac sign edit of the doctor or so, or like a thing about autism awareness, and like to Doctor Who or something. I think that many people could relate to the doctor, or at least how they would, represent themselves with the doctor or any of the companions or so.
Yeah, definitely. And I that's part of the reason why I decided to do this like the series about Doctor Who and autism, because I find quite a lot of people within autism like Doctor Who. And that's pretty cool because it like, especially when you're younger, you can't. I find it quite hard to find people that like Doctor Who as well.
Yeah,
It was pretty hard.
yeah. And here's the thing, like, I'll go off track with the Doctor Who side of things, because if you ever thought of looking at my universe in a different perspective, there's like a whole thing that people try to understand, because there's like a thing called Mikey's Monocolor, Dr. Mikey, and there's like other things. I could give a one quick small bit of what my universe is.
Yeah.
Basically, my universe is just like me coping through a lot of things from my real life, putting my life into a world of mayhem and nonsense and chaos, where I can actually try to understand. And another thing is, it's where I mostly will try to keep myself cool and all. But at the same time, there's like very anger issues on the line where other things get in the way, and there's people who tend to try to ruin my day. And there's a whole friggin' rabbit hole people try to understand, which I will explain about the burnouts. I made a video about explaining the characters and stuff, and nobody knows what the real meaning of the burnouts. They only know half of what the meaning is. And I can probably say it to confirm everyone right here, right now, that this is lore related. This is what your guys are gonna get from here. Nowhere else. But the burnouts are basically the actual feeling when you're actually feeling stressed out, when you're feeling less motivated, and you're just letting the creatures suck your energy and all your creativity away, and it's just sucking the life out of you.
Yeah.
And I decided to use that mechanism of where I feel friggin' stressed out, or very upset, when I'm not fully creative or so, or writers or art blocked. I decided to put that into the creature that I made, where people can actually relate how, people can actually feel, and how they really stress out, and like how they cannot think if they want to do creating stuff or anything like that. I hope you understand where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah, I do with the burnouts because it does make quite sense. Like with the characters that you choose, it's kind of based around how you're feeling, right?
Yeah, it's because the thing is, there was a whole situation, which I'm not gonna go into depth, that really made me so freaking stressed out. I had to really fix all half of the lore, and it was so complicated, to the point where I had to make a new character and a new universe for a bit, which, it's a whole rabbit hole. I made a couple of villains. One of them was Mr. Void, another one was the Burnouts, and the whole event was related to the split, which it was like a big event where people had to figure out how to fix the universe, or how to fix everything. When Mr. Void is around, Mr. Void was originally going to be a good guy for a bit, but then I decided to give him a bad guy treatment for at least for some time. But I think he will have a twist with himself when he eventually has his little comeback. Yeah, even though he's dead, but he will have a thing coming for him. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So do you create characters like just like like when you feel like that you want to. So are you always creating new ones?
Yeah, the thing is, the only characters that I have are Darkin the Lost. Darkin is like my oldest, or at least somewhat oldest, 2019. I feel like it's almost, oh damn. But yeah, Darkin was one of the characters who I originally created back in 2019. This is when I was graduating from high school and moving on to college and doing some other things. This was just a random doodle up first. And then I thought, hey, what if I made more of this doodle? I rarely shown this doodle for a bit. Also, I made another character called Stan the Pigeon. Basically, it's like Darkin's pet bird or something and stuff. He wasn't able to speak that much. He's tried to speak for a bit, but as time went on over the summer or so, they didn't show it anywhere else. But until October, I started doing Inktober, which it's like a whole arts fest where you draw in only ink and all of that, and you draw on all of that. I decided to make this a little plot twist where people were like saying, hey, I done this, I did this. But then it turns out there's like an error within the drawing or so. Then Darkin came around with a new account. His YouTube channel is activated, and I given the name Darkin on October 26th of 2019. And yeah, Darkin is like a very mixed humanoid drawing. He has the urge, he has the rage. He may have a good heart inside of him. He does have a good heart. He's like Deadpool, but more of a symbolic way of myself and like other people who I met. And there's like a whole thing. Then like with freaking Mr. Void was made this year. He was a personal character that I really had to make, where I had to at least show how I really feel. And let's just say it was chaotic, very chaotic.
Yeah, it sounds pretty cool because like you're using like your drawings that you've done and your imagination just to make these yourself, and like relating how you feel. I think that's really good that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I like what I love to do when I was younger, well, like because there was there's not as much as merchandise you can collect now for Doctor Who. Like when I was younger, like the Matt Smith era, I think was the best for merchandise. Like it was like these many Doctor Who figures that you collect, and what I'll do, I'll have a massive bag of all my Doctor Who stuff in it. And I would just I create own storylines and stuff like that. But yeah, it's unfortunate, like because how it's gone down with Jodie's era, um, which it's not her fault. It just hasn't, like, merchandise hasn't kept up. And stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully that comes back when we see the next Doctor on, like within like merchandise, all sort of different stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the thing is, I feel like with Jodie, I feel like there's like a whole like divided thing with Jodie. She has her followers who really love her. And then there's the people who are not my doctor stands. And there's people who are in the middle of the mix who agrees with Jodie, but at the same time, the writing is questionable. And it's just, I'm a guy who wants to hear all things, but at the same time, I don't want to hear no toxic stuff. And it's just like, yeah, I know that y'all have your own opinion, but you shouldn't bash that other person's opinion because it's just, rude of you to say that type of stuff,
Definitely, and like it can really affect like the actor as well. Because I actually know that like people don't like I think each Doctor does know it, but more Jodie because I think she's got more that most hate within New Who, I would say. Um, but yeah, it's quite sad because like she's done well, but it hasn't been her fault because like storylines haven't been maybe like very confusing, I'd say. Um, um, But it's a shame. But hopefully she has a role in the 60th, like or something. Come back again.
Yeah, I feel like that Jodie did everything that she did, and she was loving it. I believe that she was having fun and she was really having a blast out of the whole friggin' thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's like it's one in a lifetime opportunity to be the Doctor, and like yeah, l- she she probably won't be the Doctor again. Like she'll always be the Doctor, but it's it's something like that. You have your time, and then you go on to the next person. Really.
Yeah, and it's like that. It's just whenever an actor gets into the doctor's shoes, they try to like understand what they're going into or how they would portray the doctor. And I feel like with Jodie, I felt like she did everything that she did for her part. And it goes to same for Peter, uh, Smith, and all the other doctors for doing for their job. I felt like they really put their effort into it. Even for Alkelston. Yeah, Alkelston, I've heard that there's a thing that's going on with him for the 60th, which I don't know if you've heard that
Yeah,
there's
yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, wait, what's going on? I thought he was not gonna like do a multi-doctor story or something, but it sounds like he's doing something, which I'm like, mm,
Yeah, yeah. I think that's audio I saw. But it might be wrong. It'd be nice to see him in a little something during the 60th.
yeah, yeah, because the thing is, there's been like a lot of things for the 60th, in which I'll be real with you, I'm so excited for the 60th anniversary.
Mm.
This is like gonna be the biggest milestone for Doctor Who history as well, because this is where I get to celebrate it again with actually catching with the milestone. I did celebrate Doctor Who for at least a couple of years or so, and I tend to try to celebrate it in a way that I can incorporate the love to the show and everything. And I feel like that when it's really reaching to its point, I'm surprised that it's turning 59 this year.
Yeah, it gets crazy, isn't it? Uh, like one of the longest shows out there, and it's still going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. It like what do you feel like? Because of how the last few series has gone. Do you feel that the next series and the anniversary has to be like top drawer, and lots of people need to watch that for the show to carry on?
I feel like that, well, I'll give him my insight for the current era, for Jodie's era. I feel like Jodie's era has been a very interesting era. There was some questionable episodes which I do like, which people are gonna question why the hell I am liking those episodes. And it's just like, hey, it's me. I like them. But at the same time, there's like people who act in the episodes that make the episodes a little questionable. Again, it's the actors, not the people within the episodes. It's just, But I feel like the episodes themselves do really like have a good standout and a really good thing where people can actually understand where Jodie's doctor is, even though there's like moments that all people didn't like and it was just so crushable. Which I'll be real, yeah, there was questionable moments in the show that many people got puzzled about and they thought it was rude or so. But again, this is the doctor trying to understand things and all.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. 'Cause
yeah. But what I believe, Jodie's error was a very interesting thing, and I'm glad that I got to experience Jodie as a doctor, even though that we only have one more episode of her in the fall, which I think the sentimentary special, the
that's right.
sentimentary,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I can't even say it myself, so
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
you got
like,
that.
I'm like waiting for the episode to drop, and I'm just like, I don't know how this will go out, and it's just I'm scared how everyone is going to reply and stuff.
Yeah, I think soon we'll probably expect a trailer, and like a trailer for it, I reckon, within the next few months. Um, like
Yeah,
which
I
would be
feel
nice.
yeah, I feel like everyone's been waiting for the new trailer for at least months by now, ever since the Legends of the Sea Devils were like aired or so, and people are expecting more. And yeah, when I saw the teaser trailer for the Sentimentary special, I was like, what the fly is I was like, what? And I had to tell my friends for a bit about what was going on. Actually, there's like these calls that I do with my friends when we watch Doctor Who, and me and Nicholas and Gary watched the Legends of the Sea Devils together again, and I told him, I don't know what's gonna happen for this last episode of Jodie, and he was like puzzled as hell. He doesn't know what to think. He doesn't know what to say, but he said on the line of, I don't know what will happen where Jodie's like something something.
Yeah, it's gonna be so interesting because it's like an hour and a half long as well. So it's gonna be a really long episode. It's gonna be like a movie.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, because it's too right. That needs to happen because there's so many things we need to find out.
Yeah, there's so many pieces that are still out there, and I feel like there's gonna be more bases and stuff. I feel like this is gonna lead either to the 60th or Shuti Gachua's era, because people are saying that there's gonna be regeneration happening with Jodie, which if they're gonna be going to Shuti Gachua or David Tennant.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like it's most likely to lean towards David Tennant only because like I just feel it will because like no doctor has new incarnation even has gone straight into an anniversary like that they've had their own little series. So what I think could happen is it would be quite cool. It'd be nice to see David Tennant. You go back to David Tennant and he says what that'd be nice.
Yeah, I mean, it would be.
Tennant.
Yeah, David Tennant. Yeah, David. I think it's gonna be like with Shuti Gachua, then maybe David Tennant.
It's likely to go like that.
Yeah, like a regeneration thing. Because here's the thing: I've been hearing a theory that's been going on around in the Doctor Who community that there could be a degeneration, then a regeneration, then a degeneration.
Oh, that's yeah. Like you now you say that, Mikey, that'd be pretty cool. So like if you're thinking that Jodie regenerates quickly into shooting, then it kind of glitches and then it goes degenerates into David.
Yeah, it will be a very interesting thing because I feel like in another timeline, David regenerated into Jodie. It'll be funny enough because I feel like it'll be messing with like history itself.
Yeah, they are saying they want to make it into like a multiverse, aren't they, Doctor Who?
Yeah, because again, I feel like if we're dealing like with Jodie degenerating or like regenerating or the degeneration or something, then we are like currently like dealing with a thing that the Doctor may have done before, or at least I think I've heard at one point the Doctor had like degenerated multiple times, which God Lord, I think I saw a comic or at least an image of something where it actually made me scared for a minute or so.
Yeah. It's gonna be so awesome because like of course we see the Doctor in her yellow suit as well, like orange suit. Sorry, the space one. So she gets a shot in that.
Yeah, and it's just gonna be so fun. Like, I'm so excited for what's coming for the Sentimentary special and how they're gonna like put it out, and probably just go out with this. I mean, for next year, I think there's gonna be like a lot of things. I also, you know what? This has been on my mind for some time as well. I'm surprised they brought freaking Neil Patrick Harris on this shit. I'm like still psyched out about it because I haven't heard about him in ages.
Yes, that's quite exciting. Because there's talks about him being the toy maker, isn't there? And that would make sense if Jodie got regenerated into David because the toy maker can kind of play games and cause that kind of stuff. So maybe he's in it, and like the unit could possibly be. It makes sense because there's unit going to be in the 60th, and that could lead on from the last episode of Jodie with unit coming into it because you got Kate in it as well.
Oh yeah, that'll be so freaking interesting. Yeah, because I feel like unit is like gonna be the major thing for Jodie's final episode and the 60th. because I feel like there's like so much more with Unit and like with Ace and I keep forgetting the other character. There's like a
Tegan, Ace, Tegan,
Tegan,
Ace.
yeah, Tegan in Ace and Tegan. I feel like there's gonna be a whole storyline where the Doctor and Unit is gonna have to deal like with a degeneration situation with the Celestial Toy Maker and stuff.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? Because it's so cool, like all this news, because it's almost like when we were about 14 years old.
Yeah,
About that age, like getting all these announcements and stuff.
yeah. And you know what the thing is, it's just like I'm surprised that Russell's doing all these friggin' announcements like for weeks or so. Like when I first heard that Shooty was announced, I was like psyched out. Then later on, the next week or so, David Tennant and Cassian Tate returns. Then another announcement, another person joins the 60th. Then it's just like announcements and top announcements and top announcements. He doesn't want to spoil that much. He doesn't want to overshadow Jodie's like error or so. But I felt like Russell's like throwing like his best that he has gotten. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I think the 60th is kind of the last chance. Like for example, with Joe's last episode, bring back old companions and stuff. Like I think all those kinds of people. Even maybe a cameo. It'd be nice if the curator was back for that episode as well.
Oh my god, that'll be
Yeah,
so friggin' fun. I
yeah,
would love to see Tom Baker
yeah,
back in
yeah,
like Jodie's final episode. That'll be so psychedelic as well.
yeah. Because remember in the 50th you said you'll be revisiting faces that you've already been, and it'd be nice if he's back. And then that happens, and he's like, "Here we are." That'd be quite funny.
Yeah, it would be more funny, but I think that'll be for the future, or at least somewhat for the future. I hope Tom Baker stays alive.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
I hope. I love Tom.
Yeah. But do you think like the 60th and this next episode is kind of bring back whoever you can, from Doctor Who or the past, and then from when Shooty gets his series, do you think we should be focusing it on like just bringing new people?
I I feel like there's gonna be a lot of new things and some old things in the mix, but I feel like this is where we go to. But point A, we're gonna look at some old things to revisit for a bit for Jodie's era for one last time. Try to get some of the stuff that we got from Jodie's first series till series 13, The Flux.
Mm,
Try to put pieces together on what was happening until we get into the 60th, where it's gonna be a mishmash of old and new nonsense where the Doctor remembers some things where or like, oh, this is deja vu. I've done this before, but as a different face. Yada yada who. Then like another villain will eventually make the Doctor remember more often than usually and say, "Hey, you're the Doctor, but with a different face." And it's just like that. It's gonna be like the scenario where the Doctor is trying to figure out who they are and try to put pieces together. Then if it leads to Shutigachwa's series where the Doctor, or I think David Tennant's Doctor, or Jodie, or the degenerated Doctor,
yeah,
regenerated to Jodie to Shutigachwa, where Shutigachwa is gonna probably like learn about his new perspective of life and how they grow and try to understand.
yeah, yeah. I think that will be quite cool, and it'll be nice in a regeneration is if they're regenerating and then like the next Doctor pops out of the regeneration, but the one who is regenerating stayed on, so there's like two Doctors. that
Yeah,
that would be quite cool.
yeah, it'll be quite cool. I believe that there's so much more potential with all of this, and I know people are just asking for Jodie's another trailer or so for Jodie's final episode, and I know people want to know what the date is, and it's just so hard to wait. Yeah, I do agree. We've been waiting for too long and all, but we just gotta give the BBC or at least some other people some time, unless if they keep holding it until October, which kind of makes it a bad itch for them. Which, if they're really holding the trailer for that long, then that's bad marketing for a bit.
Yeah, I don't think we'll wait until October for the trailer. I would think we'd wait possibly even August time, possibly September time.
Yeah, around September and August, because I feel like because here's the thing, I feel like whenever David Tennant is going out to Panic, like the Comic-Con and stuff, and like some of the doctors are going to their conventions or so, I feel like whenever Doctor Who is going to post like something related to what's happening with the doctors and bring the announcement from there and that.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite interesting, and actually today I had a thought like it probably relates to autism a little bit as well because like with David Tennant being a 10th Doctor, like he was always going to be the 10th Doctor because his surname is Tennant, and the first part of Tennant is 10, so it's the 10th Doctor and his name is David Tennant.
Oh my god, that's the thing. I'm like, oh, David Tennant, 10th,
10, yeah, Tennant.
That's so interesting. And it really like I'm excited for what's happening. I'm just so like hyped to what's going on for the universe of the show. I think it will bring me back and make me enjoy again because I know for a fact I've been trying to enjoy the specials that we got. That is even the Daleks and Legend of the Sea Devils. I find both of them episodes okay and good. Nothing bad or nothing. I find them great.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, they are. Yeah, they're okay episodes. I just got to be a bit dizzy with the Dalek one. Like the one, the time loop one.
Yeah, I was trying to understand the episode as well because like I was making a review episode for Eve of the Daleks and it was so confusing because I had to watch the episode multiple times to understand the concept. And it really brought me back to the friggin' loop of where I'm like, understanding things. And it made me think, oh wait, am I repeating myself or is like literally I'm following the whole Doctor Who episode itself on a loop?
Yeah, like it's similar with the episode after Clara after Face the Raven. You know when the Doctor was in that place and he's trying to get to Gallifrey.
Heaven Sent.
Yeah, I think that's it. I always get confused with Hellbent and Heaven Sent.
Yeah, Hellbent and Heaven Sent. Yeah, I love both of those episodes. They're friggin' a classic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They're very classic, and I love Shepherd's Boy. It's a friggin' banger. If anybody disses me or anything and saying Shepherd Boys is not good, then prove me wrong, okay?
What happens in that episode again?
If I remember, in Heaven Sent and Hellbent, the Doctor had gone to a dial or something and was stuck there. If I remember, this was like takes after Face of the Raven.
Yeah, yeah, and then he was going around it trying to get to Gallifrey the whole episode and away from that creature.
Yeah, away from the creature, and it was such a loop because the Doctor was trying to at least learn, trying to learn and trying to like put himself back together again because I think the 12th Doctor was like going to a crisis for himself with losing Clara or something.
Yeah, it was about that episode. I got bored. The one him trying to get to Gallifrey. I don't know because it kind of went on a bit long. Near enough the whole episode, he's trying to do the same thing, like round in the circle.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I did that for myself a couple of times in real life and half of my universe. I feel like I'm always in a loop, and I'm always telling my friends, "Let's not go into this loop." But sometimes we automatically get ourselves back into that friggin' loop.
Okay.
And stuff, and it's just like a weird thing. It's just also like deja vu as well because we've been here, we have done this before. We're in this friggin' loop again.
Yeah, it is, and like I suppose that it is quite relatable. I suppose a loop, isn't it?
Yeah, because the thing is with me, and I'm on the spectrum and stuff. I always like see a loop as a way of like looking at things differently, but with different people and different things. It's the same thing, but with different individuals. They will get a different response. You'll get the same thing image again at the end. And you'll probably like get confused and stuff, then it's again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And it's just like you're trying to understand it so much that you're barely like trying to put pieces together. But then at one point you will realize that, wait, you've been in a friggin' loop for a very long time.
Yeah, yeah. I understand that, and like you kind of as well. If you try to explain something and like people don't get it, and you keep going around in circles, don't you? And you explain, and then it doesn't sink in sometimes.
Yeah, because for me, because I have ADHD and I have Asperger's, and I'm on the spectrum where I was basically trying to understand things. When my family is saying, do something like this, then I try to do something. Then my mind went to a different way or direction. Then I automatically get told again, and I'm like a little bit confused or forget. Did I automatically do the same thing again? And I tend to not try to forget. That also goes to same with me with math and all the other stuff that I've known for at least a bit, which math is friggin' sucky or whatever. I have a love and hate relationship with that. But the thing is, it's so hard to remember math, but at the same time, you do remember some of the math.
Yeah, you do, and yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because you'll do all you can, and then when it comes to the actual tests, you forget, did I do that? Or because you're doing so many different things in maths, aren't you? And within the test at the end, it might be something that you didn't do, and you're thinking, oh no.
Yeah,
But
yeah, because here's the thing. When I was well, I'm still in college because the thing is, there's a placement test because I've done the placement test 4 times and I failed for a bit, like for at least the 4 times because of the math struggles, and it was so possible. But I think at one point I will beat the impossible or something, and it will take time to actually understand because I want to at least try to achieve that goal to at least remember half of the math that I have done. And I haven't done math in a very, very long time, which, oh Lord, where can I go back? Because 2019, that was the last time that I have done math, actual like college math or something. There's times that I did math for like money counting or at least something like that. And it's just, hard for me to put and piece together. And it's just like, oh, it's like 1 + 1 is 2. 1 + 2 equals 3 or 4 or something.
yeah, no, I get it because I'm not that. I struggle with maths as well, and um, like and time as well. I'm not good with like if someone said to me like 3:15, I'll struggle. Um, like 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 those quarter times. So it has to be like 7:05 or stuff like that. What I get. Um, so I'm not very good with that kind of
Yeah,
side of maths as well.
yeah. And the thing is, like, I'm good with some other stuff with college and school because mostly art is like my thing and history and stuff. I do like history because earlier this year I've done art history part 2 and painting. I did painting as well. I do paint. Actually right
Oh yeah,
here.
I
Right
see that.
here. Yeah, I have
That's
this.
hard. This.
Yeah, I
That's
did this
pretty
in one of
cool.
my live streams on my YouTube channel and I decided to paint this for a bit.
Well, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah. I have
Yeah.
like other paintings as well. And it's fun to do because when I was painting in art like painting class or at least looking at inspirations for art history and painting, it really made me go into like a mode where I can actually feel within peace and actually feel calm and feeling within the mind and feeling like I can run away and actually be within my own canvas or something.
Yeah, because it requires quite a lot of patience as well, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And when you're like you're an artist in your own canvas trying to put things together. And it goes the same for me with creating like content and a story in my universe. It goes to the same for a canvas because I always tend to stick around in my universe and try to paint a good canvas. There is like errors or some flags or something. There's gonna always be an error in some other things that you try to put into your stuff. Yeah, you'll get an outcome if it's good or bad. because I know for a fact that some people who are good people, or at least some bad people, try to like put their things into the right like perspective or something. They'll get either a good ending or a bad ending for their part. It's even if it's for their art or their persona traits.
Yeah, because like it is like I remember doing art and I thought I was really bad at it, and then when I did it on the campus, it actually looked pretty cool because it is interesting. Like I find it hard. I can lose concentration quite easily. Um, and yeah, I did it, and it's pretty fun, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Because the thing is with people nowadays, they just easily get like canceled for some other reasons, and like they try to like separate the art from the artist. And the thing is, it's just so complicated for me to talk about the topic because I don't want to get myself, canceled or anything. And it's just like, oh, how could you separate the art from the artist? Like, yeah, it would be impossible to separate your favorite thing that the artist made and from the person who made the thing as an individual.
Yeah,
And yeah, and it really sucks because you've known that thing for at least a long time, or at least enjoy that thing for a long time, and you get automatically sick or sad or very just broken about it. And it's just really hurts you the most. And that happened to me for a couple of times because when people expose of what their true colors and their own motivations are, it really makes me feel awful and guilty, and really makes me feel kind of icky as well. He use you as a tool or like anything to make you feel manipulated or whatever, and it makes me mad. Yeah, I will admit, I know I did. I know I did shit back then. I know I did things, not bad things. I know I regret things a lot, but I'm a human and I can move on and learn from it. And the thing is, people should at least give other people a chance, or at least if they can really change and if they can really prove themselves. Because again, nowadays people want to see if they can actually do it, then they actually can prove themselves. And I'm not saying for people who actually did very, very, very bad things. I'm only saying when they want to really redeem themselves and actually change and stuff.
yeah, yeah, and that's it because you wouldn't be human if you didn't make any mistakes. Everyone does, like and stuff, and like talking about like Jodie and the Doctor and everything, and people hating on people. Like the Doctor wouldn't allow that. Um,
Yeah, nobody wouldn't
um,
allow that.
not
No, no,
not
no.
no one shouldn't allow that. And like how people feel with people talking saying that about you, and it makes you in a low mood. Um, and like if you want to complain, don't watch Jodie. Just move on. Um, like come back to show if you want. Like people who want to watch it are the ones that don't know who who like the Doctor. You're not gonna like every Doctor. Some people do, some people don't. It's a matter of your opinion. But yeah, like if like I say, just keep your thoughts to yourself because
Yeah.
it doesn't you don't prove a point to anyone. It's like saying that it's that thing about the 10th Doctor and the 11th. Some people may like the 10th would be their Doctor or the 11th would be their Doctor.
Yeah. I re-
Um,
I
yeah,
remembered. I remember so many things about when people were doing opinions about me and stuff. And I know for a fact that I know I made some common flaws and stuff. And I know some people who actually cared about me were worried about me like making another mistake or so. They want me to feel better. They want me to do better, which yeah, I'm doing everything that I can. And the thing is, I've been going through a lot of things at some point, or at least in some of my life, trying to understand of how to be a better person, or at least how to feel better about myself. Because whenever someone tends to throw stuff about me or make me feel bad, they tend to try to like bring everything that I've known from my knowledge from back then to use it against me or so. And it just so upsets like my brain, my shenanigans, and it just makes me feel awful. And the thing is, yeah, I want to change. Let me change. If you don't like what I'm doing, then you can leave me alone. I'm doing everything that I can. And if you don't have anything nice to say to me, or like anything that I'd like to do, like if you can't let me enjoy Doctor Who, or let me draw or do dark, whatever, or like make my own little universe, then you shouldn't be here and you shouldn't invade my little bubble or whatever, because I had to learn that the hard way because I was letting too much people into the circle. And it was so freaking bad that it led to a bunch of things where I was so freaking awful about. And it was so to the point where I was like losing half of my motivation for myself to create things and to actually communicate and everything else. Even my family was worried about me as well. It was like I was so like in the zone where I didn't feel like I was myself and just wanted to at least go to a place where I needed to be. But then my mom and dad told me that I can still do a lot of things. They wanted me to feel better. They wanted me to feel great. A bunch of other people who actually care about me as well is on here and basically in real life. A lot of people do care for me and they want me to feel great and wonderful. And over, I think, on Monday, my birthday. I don't know if you were to hear, my birthday was on Monday.
Yeah,
That
you said it was your birthday.
Yeah, my birthday and stuff. I got a lot of birthday replies. I was enjoying myself. I was actually having fun. I was doing everything that I can and not trying to feel awful or guilty or like, questioning my own existence. Because the thing is, when I was turning 21, when I was turning 21 and like thinking about my 20-year-old self who didn't do that well, I felt like he was struggling a lot more for a bit, trying to understand things and trying to learn more. And it was like a process for him to like go and heal and do everything. Because every time whenever I grow up, I feel like it's like an incarnation of the doctor telling, good luck, you're gonna need it, you're gonna need to do everything that you can. And it's just like a timeline where you actually try to understand things. Because I always look back to myself as like a guiding book where I have done my things and try to learn stuff. Even for my younger self, I always imagine talking to my younger self, seeing the stuff that I really enjoyed doing back then, giving a smile or a happy moment to think about what I've done and making the friends that I've done like met. And it's everything. I would love to revisit some of the stuff that I've really enjoyed the most. But that's all back then. It's just all in memories or videos or silly photos or something. And it's just I enjoyed it the most when I was just really happy. And I know I'm happy now and being more gooder than I was before, where I really like survived for at least 21 years and nothing had happened to me. It's a brilliant thing. And I feel great about that. And it really shows that people actually care and actually do want me to still be around because they need me in their life and my family needs me. If I wasn't to complete anybody else's life, it would have been totally different. And it would have been so totally dark and bleak and nothing. It would have been so sorrow that there was no Mikey in this universe, because if there's no universe with a Mikey in it, it would be totally dark, you know? Very dark. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. I love what you just said, Mikey, because like it's really important because like like TikTok, for example, that you can get quite a lot of hate messages and people on there to who can bring you down. Um, and like I found that as well. Especially when I first got the app. Like if you're doing Doctor Who content or any content, in fact, it doesn't matter, really. But you're gonna get bad comments, um, things that you may want to be argue about, um, like a person once saying that Skip 9, he wasn't really the Doctor and stuff like that, which can probably get you annoyed and stuff, and it can make you laugh though. Some of the comments, what they saying and stuff like that. Like I did, I once I did a little because I have a Spider-Man suit as well. Um,
Ooh.
I did a um on my page. I did a little Doctor Who. Like it was almost like I have the David Tennant suit. So in the video I was saluting as David Tennant, and then I transformed into Spider-Man. And a person in the comments um, said, "This isn't canon," and um, I I I didn't reply, but because we don't have to reply all the time. And I was thinking, not supposed to be canon. the Doctor Who and Spider-Man probably will never cross over. I love it too. It'd be lovely. That's Spider-Man and Doctor Who. But the thing is, unless Doctor Who is more involved with America, that may be more likely. But Doctor Who has it's really good actually that Doctor Who is getting more involvement within America, within like hasn't really. I'm not sure it has been filmed with Jodie, but it definitely was with Matt. And yeah, more with Matt.
More Matt and Peter.
Yeah, more Matt and Peter.
Yeah, because the thing is, when Doctor Who was like in Disney XD and like Peter's run was going on, there was like a lot of attention for it, and I've been seeing a lot of things. I saw a couple people in like in the state that I have who are Whovians, which I'm surprised there are still Whovians in Massachusetts, of course, because there's like a thing called Boston Whovians, and there's like they always go to these conventions or so to like for Fan Expo Boston or so, and I got to see their TARDIS interior and their TARDIS, which it's amazing. I get to try to be involved with some of the Whovians or at least if they are doing anything for Fan Expo, because the only times that I try to get involved with the Boston Whovians are basically like Fan Expo or something like that, and it's just amazing.
Yeah. That's really cool. And I see you have a couple like some TARDISes behind you there, Mikey, on your side.
Yeah, I have we have this tiny TARDIS. We have this TARDIS. This was given to me by Melody last year. This is from Comic-Con. This was her TARDIS. She loaned her TARDIS to me as a gift.
That's awesome.
This is a TARDIS of Jodie's TARDIS. I got this as a birthday gift or a Christmas gift. Yeah, a Christmas gift or so. Yeah. And this was a clock. I think this was like a birthday gift, a Christmas gift, or something. I don't remember, but the clock is broken, but the TARDIS still works.
I have a little one of them actually. Yeah, I just use it as an ornament now.
Yeah. Also, I do have another TARDIS. There's a couple more TARDISes. There's 2 pop TARDISes in there, and I have this.
Awesome. Yeah, you have a nice collection of TARDISes then.
Yeah, indeed. I have a TARDIS shirt. I have a sweatshirt in there. I have a TARDIS canvas. I think I have a TARDIS blanket. I have a TARDIS small blanket, and if I remember, there's like so many hidden TARDISes in here. It's just everywhere. It's just hidden, like it's like a little Easter egg hunt in my room. Funny enough, there's a TARDIS in front of my door as a door opener or something.
I've been wanting one of them.
Yeah, my mom made it. My mom made it as a door hanger or something, and it was like really fun. But yeah.
Like I have a couple of TARDIS of my own. I have like a wardrobe, which is that side.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I got that when I was about probably 14.
Yeah.
I might have been a bit younger actually when David Tennant was Doctor and stuff. And then that is basically a calendar. Well, it was a Christmas calendar, the smaller TARDIS over there, with a couple Build-A-Bears on top, K9, the 10th Doctor, and the 13th. So I've got a couple of mine. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Also, I got Doctor Who stuff for my birthday.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have them right here. Of course.
Nice comics and magazines.
Yeah, I have another here. I got Time War Victorious Part 1. I have another copy in there of Part 1, but it's with a different cover.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, this one is epic. And I got Emperor of the Wolf Part 1 and Part 2, which are right here. I haven't read them yet. I did look at some of the pages, but I will read them at some point soon.
Okay.
Which these are very cool, and they smell very good as well.
They normally do, like magazines and like the smell of them and stuff.
Yeah. Also, I got Doctor Who origami.
That'd be quite good because you like doing your art. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it with Mama or Dad at one point if we get the time or so. But Yeah, then I got to finish reading the Doctor Who Annual 2019, which this was very good.
Yeah, I always like getting the annuals.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I wonder about the annuals. So wait, you're from the UK, right?
Yeah, I'm from the UK.
Yeah, so uh what's the current annual? Is there like anything fun about it?
Well, the like I think I because what I normally do, I normally get each Christmas um an annual and like to be honest with you, I don't read them all. Um, like I have the 2022 one, I think. Um, but yeah, they are pretty cool. They are probably exactly the same as yours.
Yeah.
I would have thought. But yeah, like I see you got a Fez as well over there.
Yeah.
Mikey.
Yeah, my little Fezzy Fez. I have my Fez. Yeah, I here's my little Fez, and I have my little Minecraft friend. Meet the mushroom.
Moosh.
Mushroom from the Minecraft game. The mushroom.
All right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I have a couple Doctor Who coats in the closet. I have the Matt Smith costume, the Series 5 costume thingy. It's not like the actual thing, but it's the costume version.
Yeah,
But
look, yeah.
I do have Peter Capaldi's jacket. Hold on. Series 8 jacket.
Okay.
It's right in here. It's right here.
Oh, that looks exactly like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like the thing is, it's so cool. Like
Yeah.
you get to feel like it's just so friggin' epic. I did at some points wear this as a way to like cosplay. I don't have the actual shirt or pants, but I use my normal clothes. I use a Peter Capaldi shirt under this to make
Yeah.
it look like the thing, and I have like pants that would replicate, the suit and stuff. And I use like my Converse or at least my shoes to replicate Peter Capaldi's boots or so.
Yeah.
And it did get a couple of references in some other videos. And Reed Rapture, an ARG that I took a part of, which is an adult ARG. I was talking to one of the characters within the ARG, showing my little Doctor Who outfit, and it was so funny that they were saying, "Oh, you're so passionate, you're so divine, you're so beautiful," or something.
Yeah,
It,
it looks pretty cool because I have the the 10th Doctor one. I have both 10th Doctor suits that you wore. I also have like when I do the Master John Sim, it's quite easy because I have like the black suit with the tie, or which work out with a couple of the 10th Doctor's suits as well.
yeah,
And
I
yeah,
yeah, I have. Here's the thing: if you ever wonder about my Doctor's OC and how they are, the Doctor's OC has been changed a lot. If it like for real life and stuff, I have a costume. My mom and I were working on the costume for last year's Comic-Con, and this is what happened. This coat was very old and stuff.
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, this has been the oldest part of the Doctor's coat for a very long time, and it was fun. But the shirt was made by my biological mother,
Okay.
and she made the bow tie as well. She did that, and she
Yeah,
made
it looks really nice.
yeah, and this was like a pin that my teacher, my one of the best teachers who I know, Mr. Barrasso, giving me a pin saying "Future Time Traveler."
Oh.
Yeah,
I always love collecting the pins.
yeah, and the thing is, I had like other pins and stuff. Funny enough, there is this other persona that I had done for my doctor. It's called the Doctor Stephanie. It's basically like this other character. It's like this other ARG, which it's going to be hard for you to explain. But there's this thing called Stephanie Lawson Stevens, where there is a person who has DID, who has multiple personality disorder, and people had to figure out who they are talking to. And Stephanie is like one of the main DID characters within that ARG. And Stephanie was like my most favorite like thing out of the whole entire like thing itself. And personally, I'm friends with the creator of Stephanie Lawson Stevens, and she is a sweetheart, even though she jokes around a lot and be a troll or whatever in a good way. She's amazing, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, and she saw that I've done like a friggin' Doctor Who and Stephanie like cosplay mix up. Funny enough, I got myself on the friggin' newspaper for another town at the time because I was living at the other town at the time, and somehow someone from the Daily Item or so was taking pictures, and they wanted to take a picture of me for Valentine's Day, and I was doing this with my Doctor Who stuff and with the Stephanie glasses and all, and it was so funny because I was told by one of the teachers saying, "Hey, you got onto the newspaper." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I looked at one of the newspapers and I looked at one of the pages, and there I was on a certain page, and it was saying on the line of Mikey Lugo Jr. Celebrating Valentine's Day, wearing a look or something.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. It brought in a lot of the like both fandoms, like the Doctor Who fandom for a bit and Stephanie fandom. Majority of the Stephanie fandom was like puzzled yet so excited, because I think at one point I was the one who was like literally just like bringing some of the attention of SLS for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was funny because at the time when I was doing this, SLS was gonna continue, but it got somewhat ended with a bad ending. Well, not really ended. It got canceled swiftly because people were trolling the creator, saying some very mean things, and got the creator's like gaming account destroyed. Where the main Stephanie account destroyed, and basically everything was like it shitted the bed. It was so bad because I remember seeing what was going on back in 2018. To remind you, this was when Jodie's era was around, and this is when I was getting into like more of Jodie's stuff at the time. This is when like Stephanie was doing a lot of things in October. She was doing an event called the 7 Nights or 7 Days of Stephanie, and Stephanie was like doing this event where all other Stephanies would have to come together at one to do certain things before the flood. And again, it's maybe confusing to you, but for me, I remembered for what I think a little bit of what the flood is. People were trying to understand of what the flood is, and we didn't get what the flood was. It was all unanswered. There was no questions or asked. Only the creator knew what was going on for what was the flood was going to be originally for. It wasn't answered, and it wasn't mentioned for a very long time. But I think at one point I've heard that the creator was going to answer some questions, but she said that we may not like what we could be getting. I don't know. That's from what I've only heard and stuff, because I was in the server for the Stephanie Lawson Stevens like investigation thing for another Stephanie Lawson thing that a fan was trying to continue, and it was just like, oh, you're probably not gonna like what's the original plan or the original ending, because many people are making theories about what Stephanie could like be, or like, oh, is this gonna be like is she originally gonna like gaslight us, or like originally like be the villain or something and stuff. And it was just like, I was like thinking to myself, I didn't want to think Stephanie like that, because I felt like Stephanie was too much of a nice yet trying to be a mischievous person. But at the same time, I feel like she wouldn't like use us for anything or and stuff, because I believe Stephanie had like a different personality trait when the ARG was like around and all, and it was just like whole like can of worms or something. And funny enough, Stephanie had like a thing for worms.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That does, Mikey. Like, so when was you diagnosed with autism? I suppose just
When I was born, because my biological mom and dad, my dad, of course, has autism, and my mom, I think, yeah, my mom is on somewhat autism. I don't know if I'm thinking correctly, of course, but I was born with autism and I had it for a very long time. And the thing is, I was trying to understand things. Many people were saying some other things to make me question, and it was just like, oh, why are you acting like this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it kept like a tradition for me. Like people are wondering, like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I'm like, I don't know. And it's just like people are always like seeing what I'm doing and just being goofy or whatever. And it's just like they try to talk to me or so. I remember at one point back in high school, someone was making fun of me because that I was acting so childish, so goofy or whatever. They didn't want to be friends with me anymore. Here's the baddest part. They were one of my best friends
Hmm.
for at least for some time, but I think they have changed. I don't know. But at the time they were just saying a lot of mean things in front of me and in front of the whole cafeteria, and it was so like awkward to the point I was like, why are you doing this in front of me? Why are you saying this shit in front of me? Like, why? What? Why? And everyone, some of my friends were defending me and stuff because they didn't want me to feel bad or anything.
Yeah.
Because yeah, they known that I was like being myself and being goofy, and that person was saying a lot of things. And I guess they wanted to be more mature and stuff. And I think they did it almost the same in college as well, because I was just still being goofy at the time, and I'm still am, and it was just pre-COVID and stuff. And it was like I I was trying to be nice and all, but I think at the same time they were trying to do other things. But yeah, they're good with me now. They're good with me now. But I haven't speak to them in a very long time, which I hope they're feeling fine and all. But at the time that they have like kind of made me feel embarrassed, I felt like they were too much of a jerk, and it made me feel awkward. There were so many times that many people are trying to make me feel embarrassed for the shit that I have said or done anything. And it makes me feel questioned or awkward about some of it, you know?
Yeah, that's right, because like you don't want people who are mean to you like that, and like, yeah, and just because you have autism, you're still the same person. Like you still like the same things, and you may like other things more, like Doctor Who, for example, and doing the things you like to do. Like with your universe, Mikey. And what makes you happy. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because because here's the thing. I'm gonna go back to where I was talking about Mr. Void and the others, because I was talking to a couple of friends of mine on Discord, and the thing was I told them what was the real reason of Mr. Void and like the burnouts and stuff. I will not give out full details, but I will say that a bunch of negative people had inspired me to really make the frigging creatures to happen. Because over the past year and stuff, I was challenging myself, trying to learn, and there were so many obstacles that I had to face. They have motivated me so much powerful in anger to create something so much powerful that people would fear about. And it actually worked. I made something so terrifying, or at least somewhat looking decently terrifying, that scared the shit out of people, and people will learn from it to never mess with me, which I didn't want to harm or anyone and stuff. It was to like, to show how I really feel, but with a character that I had. And it was like a very challenging thing, because the thing is there were so many people shit talking. There were some people shit talking about me, and there were some people shit talking about the lore and the story and stuff. And I remember there was this one person, which I'm not going to mention their name, but I will say Hedgehog. I'm only going to say Hedgehog because, I'm only going to refer them to as a hedgehog. A
Okay.
certain, yeah, a certain hedgehog decided to call me out, a little call out on one of his videos, because they didn't want me to do a lore related scene in the video, but they have told me do whatever you want in this thing. And I'm like, wait, if you didn't want me to do that thing in that movie or whatever, then you should have told me do something different. But they didn't give me no any other instructions or something. So they technically did a rude part on their end. And yeah, they made me feel like a weird, awkward freak, or feeling more awkward or so. And the thing is, there's agree to a disagree. Yeah, there doesn't have to be always lore or story behind it, but at the same time, you don't have to be a jackass to be, rude about the person doing the thing. You should have at least told me that, hey, you should thought about what you were saying and actually giving me the right directions instead of like, not giving me anything. And then the thing is, it got me to the point where a lot of people were very like aggravating in the daylights on me, and I decided to use that type of motivation to create the burnouts and Mr. Void, because let's just say the burnouts, it's when people are friggin' stressed out, have an art block or write out like a writer's block, they get friggin' stressed out. So I decided to use the burnouts as a way to relate to people who has like friggin' like stressed out or anxiety or whatever, and decided to use it as a way of get them feeling stressed or something. And the only way to not get stressed is to think of a positive direction and use your mind carefully, because if you don't think in the right direction, you'll possibly get automatically angry or fussy. And you could automatically be either be dead, or B, you be freaking I don't know, losing your freaking subconscious. You get automatically drained and you'll be soulless and stuff. That means you'll give them more of your power. And the burnouts are very like good with sucking the life out of people, because I remember when everyone was so friggin' pissed off, there was some people who were pissed off and they were losing their shit. I was like, uh-oh, someone is automatically gonna get bad luck or something. And they did it on purpose. Well, I don't know if they meant to do it on purpose. And this is all people who are participating in the universe and the lore. They were trying to understand what's going on. They were all like confused and scared and angry. They were trying to figure out what's going on. But the only thing that people should at least acknowledge is don't tip the boat. If you tip the boat or tip the monsters, you're gonna engage into a battle with them, or at least confront them. And B, don't try to get your motivations or your anger into the way of the monsters, because the monsters will give their certain their little victorious stand, and you'll be on their plate of meal or something. Yeah. And it's just like, if you do a wrong move, you'll basically become their edible delight, or at least their soulless stain. And for Mr. Void, oh goddamn lord, how do I explain for Mr. Void? Even though he's just friggin' eyes and just have a brain and friggin' hands, I can say Mr. Void was just the most complex thing, because he was a misunderstood character, and he was trying to learn a lot of things and try to feel better about himself. But at the same time, he feels like he's gonna make wrong choices until he blew a fuse and he turned into a bad guy. And I feel like the thing is, people were just messing around with my mind. I took an inspiration from all the situations that I had to deal with when people were trying to misunderstand me or trying to like make me question my own like existence, my own reality or anything. And it was so hard, and it was heartbreaking for me when I was trying to put things together. And that's when Mr. Void came to an existence, where Mr. Void was just like putting things into progression, trying to be an eye watcher of everything, keeping eyes on the universe, waiting until it would be in destruction. But the thing was, people made a choice to either keep eyes on Mr. Void or destroy Mr. Void. It took them at least a couple of months to figure out what Mr. Void was. And they were like, oh, I don't know if I like this character, because this is very sus of Mikey of letting this character in. And the funniest thing is, I did a whole channel takeover for Mr. Void, even for my social media feed, to reflect the eyes and the inner darkness of Mr. Void. It was so freaky. Many people were like, wait, what's going on with Mikey? Is he having a blackout or something? It was to the point I kind of scared a lot of people. Then a lot of people were like, wait a minute, is this for his ARG or something? Because I was thinking, like, I don't know if people would believe that there's someone taking over my account, or like, something was going to happen. But as I kept going with Mr. Void, it was to the point where I was like very wild about this. I embraced Mr. Void. I encountered Mr. Void. I became Mr. Void. And he was so sinister as well, because he tried to at least destroy or make anyone feel guilty about their stuff. and try to learn things. But as people were knewing and putting pieces together, people started to acknowledge that Mr. Void wasn't what he seemed. He was a bad guy trying to take over my channel, trying to take over half of the stuff, keep making the content when I don't want to make the content because I was drowned and easily forced to do nothing but create content and lore. And it's just a way, it's just, I can't always do things, but I'm being forced and dragged to do things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, and with all your characters, have you drawn them, all of them, like the ones you're talking about?
Yeah, I did actually. Here, I do have a picture of what Mr. Void's true form is. Actually, there's two pictures. Here's a picture of Mr. Void.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Mr. Void and his little like evil form. And I have another one if I can find it. Yeah. Hold on, please don't tell me that I lost the page. Give me a quick moment to find Mr. Void. The other Mr. Void drawing. I thought I had it in another. Yeah, I found it! Yay! This is his other form.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he was like when he was like fully reached to the limit. He grows hands. He has a brain. He goes very sporadic.
What is that? Is that a cherry above him?
No, a brain. It's basically
Oh,
the
it's a
brain.
brain.
His brain is
Okay.
like his brain is so sporadic, hyperetic, and I'm not trying to like say any comments or anything, but it's like his brain is sporadic, ADHD. Like his brain is so hyper, he gets very fussy and whatever. He has these red and blue powers that is like wanting to like beat the living daylights out of someone and actually like punch the out of the existence of that person or sing.
That's awesome. It's like you're making your characters like relating it to like ADHD and autism too. So that's really good. Like you've drawn them really well as well. Like just out of your imagination, what you want them to look like and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a drawing of the burnouts somewhere. I think if I remember correctly, I have done a drawing for them. I think, hold on, I think it's in this book. I think, yeah, they're in this book, I think. But yeah, hold on. I think they're in the other. Yeah, they're in the other thing. Give me a quick moment. God Lord. I need to zip this thing up. But yeah, I made the burnouts, these little gooey type of things. They're like full, they're made of ink and goo. And they're just like full of like actual emotions. And it's just very wild. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, this is what they look like.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, they're like creatures of like the ink and goo. Even though they look like Ghost of Pac-Man or whatever, they're just basically this like melodic goo who is full of like boogies and tissues and all this other stuff. Funny enough, I decided to add boogies as well because Brendan kept saying, "Oh, why is this creature made out of like goo or tissues or something?" Then that brought me to the motivation. Hey, you know what? What if we add boogies on the line as well? Because what if we made, the monsters more like alive live? So Brendan kept doing the line of, "Oh, why did you add tissues and add boogies on the line?" when he's the burnouts, because he's currently the one who's doing the character of the burnouts or voicing them as the burnouts.
Okay. Yeah. So that's really interesting. Like so yeah. Like I love the drawings. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're really good. Mikey, because like out of your imagination and yeah, you've got them there. And then like yeah, that's really cool. Mikey, but before we finish, because we spoke about awesome things about your characters, about autism, about Doctor Who, about what we think and stuff. What is your quote that or line that you kind of relate to?
The quote that I relate to the most is the Fourth Doctor's quote: "What's the point of being grown up than being childish?" Because the thing is, what's the point of people judging you if you want to grow up, but at the
Right.
same time being childish? Like, yeah, there's points in our life that we be childish and act foolish and stuff, and at the same time we try to be serious and all, and we just want to be in the balance of, oh, let's try to be serious, ha ha ha. Then we have ha ha ha, funny bunny goofy, ha ha ha,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. I completely agree because we all got to be childish in our own little ways, don't we? Can't always be serious, um, and stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
And last thing, where can people find you and Mikey?
Yeah, if you ever want to find me, I have a YouTube channel that is Mike ML Jr., Mikey Lugo. I have 3 channels. I have one character channel, well, 2 character channels for Dark and the Lost and for the Doctor. And I have multiple social medias. I have a website, and it relates to all the stuff that I've talked about on here. I have a website if you ever want to follow it as well. But yeah, and if you want to keep up with the lore that I have, go ahead, check out Mikey's Mind of Color, Dr. Mikey, and check half of the lore that I made. Go ahead, keep following me and keep to update. And yeah, a lot of things will be said out in there, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So to everyone, go and check Mikey's stuff out. Is there anything else you want to say, Mikey?
Yeah, I could say this for anyone who ever has gone through a lot of things, never give up, keep going, and if you can find the right place that you want to be, you'll eventually get to the right place, because it took me to a very long time to understand what I am and putting pieces together, because I know I'm still figuring about myself and putting like puzzle pieces together. It's still going to be a challenge, but you'll find ways to survive that challenge, and you'll probably understand. And believe me, it will take time, but in the end, it will be all worth it. And I believe that.
Yeah, I believe that too, Mikey. And I thank you for today. It's been a really awesome chat with you. And yeah, I'm glad that you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it so much. And I'm glad that I took out of my time to actually talk to you, dude.
Yeah, it's worth your while.
Yeah, my
Yeah,
world is gonna love you a lot.
yeah,
And
yeah,
believe me,
yeah.
Mr. Dark and the Lost will enjoy your presence.
Yeah. Right. Shall we finish up with some what they called like voices
Yeah,
or
I can do voices. I can
yeah.
bring my characters along. You know what? I have my little friend Darkin. So here we have Darkin the Lost. Give me a quick moment. Hey,
Okay.
Darkin. Yes, Mikey. What is it? What do you need? We got a human here. Who is this human? Explain yourself. Who are you?
I am Mason.
Mason?
Yeah.
Mason. Did he say his name correctly? Yes, he did. Oh, hi, Mason. I am Darkin the Lost.
How are you?
Good. And I'm alive as well. And yeah, I'm a lazy one.
How old are you?
I don't have an age. I'm technically just a drawing.
Okay. What have you been up to?
I've been trying to understand a lot of things in life and trying to not be lazy as usual. Also, bullshit there and that. But, trying to survive. But funny thing is, I'm glad that I'm still existing and I'm not gone or dead. If I were to be dead, I wouldn't be existing that much anymore. And it'll be
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. And do you have any siblings like brothers, sisters, or anything?
I do have a pet pigeon named Stan, and I have a little brother called Lighten that was created by Naomi Remaxis, of course.
Okay. 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 And yeah. So what are you from this universe or are you from some other universe?
I am from Mikey's universe.
Okay.
That is true. I'm the one who's created by the man, of course.
Yeah. So you're created by Mikey, and Are you a new? Are you a new creation?
Nope. Been here since 2019. Actually, if you want to count 2018, because I had a different form back in 2018. But 2019, 2018, nah.
So you've upgraded since 2019.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is your name again to everyone listening?
My name is Darkin the Lost. I am the one who be the floating head who's starting shit and causing chaos. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And is there anything else that you want to say to finish up?
All I can just say is I'm glad that I am here and I'm not being lazy and probably trying to get Mikey back into more motivation to actually continue my little story. I know,
Okay.
Darkin, just give me the time. I know we've been trying to film and stuff, okay? You better do the thing, Mikey. Just give it time. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna go.
That's great, Mikey. Like, I understand why you do that, because it's really good. A nice bit of acting there as well, because yeah, that was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to meet, or to meet one of your creations as well. And yeah, well, it'd be great to do this again sometime. And yeah, it's been awesome, my friend.
Yeah. Darkin is saying one more thing. It's been very fun to hear you around the corner there, pal.
Yeah, it's yeah. So from America to UK, like, well, we can hear you.
Oh my god. Yeah, say that again.
Yeah, I just said from America to UK, we can hear each other, and we can hear um your creations and everything like that. So that's pretty awesome. Um,
Yeah.
is there anything else that you want to say, Mikey? Before we finish.
I guess that's all well, the only last thing is if you want to stop by, go ahead and check out. I'm always up to chaos and nonsense.
Okay. Okay. Well, thanks again, Mikey. It's been awesome, and yeah, hope you have a nice rest of your day.
Yee!